Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for my client Michelle's vlog, and we started the week off with a incline bench press. Again, she did good on this. Then we went over to her normal stuff for max effort. I'm going to note though in here, that's obviously a bit grindy, the butt came off. But again, she's getting pretty close to a meet, so, again, do whatever she takes to lock stuff out. Although I tend to be stricter on her about that than people are in the vlog. So people who see the footage and are strict, they don't realize Coach is on top of a lot of this stuff too. I'm real chill in the vlogs. But my lifters who are getting ready for meets, I harp on some of this stuff on them about grinding too much, not pausing, not reaching depth. So she knows, she's already heard it from me. And then we devise strategies for some of this stuff. So, again, because I want her to win, I want her to be successful. All right? It's what I do as a coach. So, for the other work, we did flat bench. She did incline. She does her chins, rows, tricep work. And yes, her tricep work is still crazy strong. She is losing weight still, though. She's pretty much at this point just going to have to feed into the weight class because she's cut down so much. She could technically make weight for the next weight class down, but she's not qualified for the next weight class down, unfortunately, for the next meet she's doing. So we're just going to run with it. She's going to show up. She's going to do her best, probably hit some meet PRs. And then next year, she's like, I'm going to go down a weight class, right? Because she likes being leaner. She's probably going to get a little leaner still for the modeling and stuff she's doing. And again, my job as a coach is to keep her in flow, right? We've got to make things work around her career. It's part of the game, guys. So, just doing pretty good on these chins at this point. Now, occasionally I got people who chime in. She's swinging a little. I'm like, you see a woman doing 3 sets at 12. She's doing sets of 12 on some of these. Who's swinging a little over the final reps. There's a point where I just don't care. There's a point where you guys are just being haters. We don't care. I don't care. Michelle doesn't care. Get over it, fellas. All right. Tricep strength is still on point. Though what we do have coming up, and I did give her a bit of a problem about, and then we fixed it. We did a pause squat coming up, and it was high. She's like, it felt good, but I'm like, I'm gonna call you on this right now. That's high. You do that in competition, that is going to get red lighted. You're not, regionals are one thing. It's another thing when you start stepping into big meets. Okay, it's not going to work. We have to fix it, and she did fix it. So just an FYI for anyone who's going to chime in, oh, that's really high. Yeah, and we fixed it. So you guys will notice when we get to dynamic day, we're doing narrow stance. She realized she keeps trying to go wider, and it gets worse and worse for her. See, she was happy there because she's like, oh, it was a good squat, but it was high. So we fix it. That's what we have to do. You know what? So then I told her if we're going to do narrower, we have to work on your quads more. Quads have to be a high priority. Okay? They have to be a high priority. So we're going to be doing more quad work. We're going to have to maximize it because she's going to go with a closer to an Olympic style squat. So we're discussing stuff on what to do to get the quads growing, which will be covered over the next few vlogs and stuff over time. But for the rest of this workout, of course, it was our standard stuff. Our hip thrust, our glute ham raises, single leg exercises. The normal stuff that we do. So when we get over to the dynamic day, I don't have her on the box. We don't have her speed squatting. I don't think we need to speed squat at this point. If she's going to be doing straight up high bar with a narrow stance, which she's really tall. You guys may not be aware of how tall she is. She's very tall. She's just not getting the most out of the wide stance. Her shoulders don't feel good with a low bar, so it's like, it's time to just Olympic squat it up. She sees me doing it, realizes, well, coach is doing it, I guess I'll try something similar. Again, we've got to get her to depth, but we have to build quads because now the squat's going to be a little more quad dominant. We need the quads growing. So all this single leg stuff's got to be deep. I have to start doing deep squats, 4 reps. We get the quads caught up so that we can hit the squats that we need in competition. Of course, we're showing some of her ab work and stuff here also. All right, I'm working her ab work into here. It's taking place of some of the footage. I don't want these to run too long. So a lot of the supplemental stuff on the other days, it's going to be repetitive. We don't have to see it twice. We put in her different ab work. So with ab stuff and core stuff, as I've said in some of the shorts and reels, I don't program it. I'm like, do what you're comfortable with. She's a personal trainer herself at this point. She's a trainer. She's had ab routines for years and years as a fighter. I'll let her pick her own ab stuff. There's times when, as a coach, you give your lifters some leeway on stuff. Programming on my big lifts for my lifters, there's no leeway. That's where coach is like, oh hell no. Right? It's like, I need you strong. But for ab stuff, someone who's got a lot of experience with it, I let her just be creative. She comes up with some creative stuff. She's always working her core and abs at different angles. Her GBP is kind of the same way. She does all sorts of conditioning stuff. She stays in shape. And I'm fine with that. And I think sometimes it's nice to just throw it in. You guys can kind of see the stuff she comes up with. A lot of people have looked at some of the stuff and they've tried it. Like, I want to kind of try that. I haven't seen that. Just give them some different ideas. All right, speed bench. We did her normal speed bench, 3 sets wide, medium, close. And of course, I think you guys can tell she's gotten leaner. She's down the weight class. So getting leaner, but yet we've maintained strength. You guys still seen her bench 165, seen her pull 315, all down a weight class. So we just keep trucking with it. We keep moving forward. All right, there's her doing some of her oblique stuff. And then, of course, we'll see the squats and then the speed pulse on speed day. So I have her doing 3 sets of 10, right? I'm like, let's get some volume on these quads. Now, some of my lifters, I might not throw 3 sets of 10 like that at a squat. Keep in mind, guys, women have a little better work capacity and volume tolerance than men. So stuff like this might be where I may be inclined to throw a little more. But now she's getting a lot deeper. Right, focusing on trying to get depth. She's doing a nice narrow stance. She's like, it actually feels better on my knees, hips, and everything. So all right, so we're going to run with it, and we've got to build those quads up, and just accept that because of structure and everything else, she's just going to do this style. Mainly because she can't get the bar really well into a proper low bar position. It hurts for her. Again, previous shoulder problems. We don't need to exacerbate that. Let's just get her legs strong and just high bar it, right? Still have a big ass elite squat that way if you get the quads big. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.